Hi friends, welcome to our program Doctor, and today my topic is autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases arise from an abnormal immune response of the body against substances and tissues normally present in the body. That is autoimmunity. This may be restricted to certain organs, for example autoimmune thyroiditis, or involve a particular tissue in different places. For example, Goodpasture's disease, in which there is an involvement of basement membrane both in the lungs and in the kidneys. The treatment of choice for autoimmune diseases is typically with immunosuppression. Coming to the classification of autoimmune diseases. Based on the site of involvement and nature of the lesions, autoimmune diseases are classified as hemolytic, localized or organ specific, systemic or non-specific, and transitory. Autoimmune hemolytic anemia is the best example for hemolytic type of autoimmune diseases. In this case, autoantibodies are produced against the erythrocytes, and two types of autoantibodies are produced. These are cold and warm autoantibodies. Cold autoantibodies are called complete antibodies, and they belong to immunoglobulin M class. They can agglutinate with erythrocytes at 4 degrees centigrade. Examples are primary atypical pneumonia, trypanosomiasis, and black water fever. And the warm autoantibodies are typically incomplete and they belong to immunoglobulin G class. Other examples for hemolytic autoimmune diseases are autoimmune thrombocytopenia and autoimmune leukopenia. Next one is localized autoimmune diseases. Examples are Hashimoto's disease, thyrotoxicosis, also called as Graves' disease, and Addison's disease, myasthenia gravis, autoimmune disease of the eye, autoimmune diseases of the nervous system, and autoimmune diseases of the skin. Examples pemphigus vulgaris and pemphigoid. And myasthenia gravis is an autoimmune neuromuscular disease leading to fluctuating muscle weakness and fatigue. Muscle weakness is caused by circulating antibodies. They can block the acetylcholine receptors at postsynaptic neuromuscular junction, inhibiting the excitatory effects of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine on nicotinic receptors at neuromuscular junction. Myasthenia is treated medically with acetylcholinesterase inhibitors or immunosuppressive therapy. But in selected cases, thymectomy is the treatment of choice. Next is Guillain-Barré syndrome. This is an acute polyneuropathy, a disorder affecting the peripheral nervous system. The important diagnostic feature is ascending paralysis. That means weakness beginning in the feet and hands and migrating towards the trunk. If respiratory muscles are affected or if the autonomic nervous system is involved, which may lead to life-threatening complications. Diagnosis: cerebrospinal fluid analysis by doing the lumbar puncture and electrodiagnostic tests of the nerves and muscles, and these are the common tests in the diagnosis of this syndrome. And treatment is administering intravenous immunoglobulins and plasmapheresis. Next, coming to the systemic autoimmune diseases. These are systemic lupus erythematosus. This is a chronic condition involving many systems or organs. This infection is most common in females, and diagnosis of systemic lupus erythematosus is based on the demonstration of anti-DNA antibodies. Next important example is rheumatoid arthritis. This is an inflammatory condition of the joints. This is also most commonly seen in females. I will discuss more about rheumatoid arthritis in the next episode. And other examples of systemic autoimmune diseases are Sjogren's disease and polyarteritis nodosa. And last one is transitory autoimmune diseases. Conditions such as anemia, thrombocytopenia or nephritis, they can occur following certain infections or drug therapy, and these are known as transitory autoimmune diseases. And this condition is transient and undergoes spontaneous recovery when the infection is controlled or drug withdrawn. Next, pathogenesis of autoimmune diseases. This may occur either due to cellular or humoral immune responses against the self-antigens. Antibodies may cause damage by type 2 or type 3 hypersensitivity reactions. And this is the brief information on autoimmune diseases, and I will discuss some important autoimmune diseases in the coming episodes. And I hope you enjoyed this program. Thanks for watching. See you with another topic in next episode. Till then, bye.